Today we welcome back CEO of Quantify Technology, Brett Saville. Brett, great to have you back in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. It's great to be back.
Since we last spoke, there's been an enormous amount of activity and the team have certainly been busy. First off, congratulations on the approval of your US patent and more recently, the announcement of Google Assistant's integration with your smart home products. Massive achievements.
Look, we're absolutely delighted with progress. I'll just sort of start with Google. So Google has 72% of the market here in Australia, so add them to the fact that we already integrate with Amazon Alexa and we've got over 90% of the market covered. It just means any reason not to buy Quantify devices has been eliminated.
And you've just announced an MoU signed with Honeywell for their PropTech Hub program. What does this mean for Quantify?
We don't have a great deal of exposure to the commercial market, so at the moment we're largely selling into residential, and the commercial market is really where Honeywell comes into its own. So what they've said is that they'll work with us to try and develop new propositions to take to the commercial market, and effectively it allows us to have access to a massive brand, huge competences in building management, and if that all works out, it will lead to greater sales in Australia and beyond.
And Brett, just this week, Quantify has announced a heads of agreement with Blark Projects in New South Wales. Can you expand on this for us?
Blark is an innovative New South Wales-based developer, and they have been working with us for some time. They're really interested in how our level of automation can differentiate their properties. So what they've done is that they've signed a 3-year agreement with us where they'll work exclusively with us for that period as their partner for home automation. And what it means in financial terms is the very first projects off the rank are over 100 apartments will be delivered before June of next year. And the total order size initially is going to be over 500,000, and that's really just a start.
So you touched on the residential opportunity there with Blark Projects. Now, Quantify has several distribution agreements with Harvey Norman, but for some investors it still might not be clear on how this might translate into a commercial opportunity. So can you kind of expand on what these agreements mean and certainly what that retail opportunity is for Quantify in Australia?
So Harvey Norman is the largest franchise in the Harvey Norman Group. It's a $350 million business plus and supplies to almost 70% of all new developments in New South Wales and the ACT. They are our exclusive stockist. They hold the stock and then a selection of electricians, installers, builders and developers buy that. So our job at Quantify is to supply working product, to integrate it, and secondly to create demand, and we do that by stuff such as going on the TV show. So the TV show will air on Channel 9 in January, March and April, and we expect that to generate significant demand which will then be fulfilled through our distributors.
Brett, what can investors expect next from the team at Quantify?
The first thing is we have a very strong pipeline and we haven't yet converted that pipeline into tangible orders other than Blark. So what you will hear from us over the next days and weeks is we will sign a number of other agreements that will drive revenue through the business between the next 6 months and the next 18 months. And the second thing you'll see from us is that we will integrate with more people than Google and Amazon. So one of the things that we say about our platform is that we are a limitless platform. We will work with everybody, and we'll have some more evidence of that between now and Christmas.
Fantastic. Well, exciting times ahead for the team at Quantify, Brett. Thank you very much for joining me in the studio, and we look forward to more updates from the team of Quantify soon.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Sarah.